Morning, YouTube. Well, it's a beautiful morning this Thursday morning here in Switzerland. The Ascension Day, so most people are taking today off, including retired people like me. Listening again to Annette Hanshaw, who had a very short career by her own choice, as she was a very shy person, but something very special about her style and her voice. Got quite a few of those on my playlist if you're interested. Using my Zippo gold-plated armour here, which just about has run out of fuel. And this is one of my newer pipes. This is from Bruno Nuttens in France, who is based in the historic town of St. Claude, where basically modern briar pipes were invented. And he's made this beautiful Bing style pipe, and it's one of three that I will show you this morning. That's a sterling silver collar on it, beautiful green stem, if you can see that here, nicely sandblasted, and it's one of the fewer non-filtered pipes that I have, which is just beautifully elegant. I have the Savinellis version, of course, of the Bing Special, which is done in a similar style, but this is with this lovely, elegant, thin stem, just beautiful. Well, as I've mentioned in my filter video, I've just lit this up so it's not hot, so I can take the stem off safely. You can actually put, these are drilled to 4mm, and you can get these 4mm paper filters, so you can actually add filters to a non-filtered pipe. Plus, in addition, I have some of these Denicool crystals in it, which also act as a tar filter in the bowl, so you can actually cross-convert to a sort of at least semi-filtered version with a non-filtered pipe, and it's most of them you can use these methods. So what am I smoking in it? It's the last of the Navy Cavendish McClelland, which was one of the flake tobaccos that I looked at. I mentioned actually I tried to keep them a little bit moist by putting a aluminium foil disc on the plastic lid that they don't dry up. Almost gone, not much left of it. These tins actually are great. You can use these as containers, and here's one I converted to a little lantern, and instead of throwing these stubs of candles away, you can use them in these little lanterns. You know, my wife decorated it, and you can use them for. I think it's a shame to throw them away, those tins. Talking of maintaining the moisture in the tins, shout out here to Kitty Maxboon, who showed something very profound in one of her recent videos, and all credit to her for this idea. She mentioned to me that she'd seen it from someone else in YouTube, and whoever has already shown this idea all credit to you as the discoverer, but I mention it here because I'm going to experiment with this new method. And that is using plumber's tape, Teflon tape, to seal up tins which have been opened. Now before, and I've shown you that, I've used something called parafilm, which is a stretchy kind of waxy film. I think it's synthetic, but it sort of feels waxy. You get it in big rolls like this, and you cut it down in strips with a pair of scissors. And anything I know I'm not going to consume within 10 days or something, I tend to tape them up to try and keep the moisture controlled. And parafilm works with very good with round containers like this, or even tins. Eileen's Dream, which I reviewed not long ago, I've sealed up with parafilm, usually going around a couple of times and making sure the edges are properly sealed. But what I've noticed is if you store this sort of for months or a year or two in the cellar, sometimes the tape can appear to crack, and in particular with these tins. And I don't know why on the corners or on these tins that it's very prone to fail as a sealing method when you use parafilm like that. So I was looking for an alternative solution, and this Teflon plumber's tape seems to go nicely around the edges and seal it up very, very effectively. And I haven't tried this over long periods, and now I will see how that works, And of course, any shape, round or square, why not? So I'm going to experiment a bit with that to see how it works out, and we'll give you an update. But it looks like it's a good alternative to parafilm. Now this in Switzerland costs a couple of francs, a couple of dollars for a little reel like this, but does contain 12 meters or about 12 yards of tape, so it's not really that expensive. Probably in other countries I'm sure you can get it even cheaper than that. So it's probably comparable to parafilm. This might be a little bit cheaper because you get these bulk rolls, but I think the main thing is over a year or two that if this works very well and does keep the moisture in, it's a good alternative method to sealing. If you like the tins as I do, now I do jar up things which came in pouches, of course. Here's, for example, some cube silver, which is an aromatic that I will review at some point. I've smoked about half a pouch there and jarred it up. So I've got a mixture of jars and tins in my cellar, but I'm always reluctant to just take it straight from tin to jar, as I rather like the look of them, and as long as I can find a way that they're sort of functional to keep the moisture in, why not keep them? And as I said, you can make things out of them. So that's a big thanks to Kitty, anyone else who was involved in this plumber's tape discovery. I merely want to show that I will experiment with that and see how I get on and see how it performs. Yes, I forgot to introduce my new tamper. Well, actually, I made it myself out of another bullet shell. As you know, I like to mess around with that. took one of the stones from this construction site, we polished it up a little bit with my Dremel, put some eraldite in the shot shell, and there's a nice trick you can do with super glue and baking powder which hardens to a very solid white surface. So I put that on the top of it and a little bit of gold paint and we're done. So I just can't stop trying to make something new out of a bullet or rifle. The rifle tampers, of course, like this are better. Great fun. Sort of thing you do in your retirement if you know, bored. I do love this McClellan because it's got it's a navy, of course, and it's got Jamaican rum on it, which gives it a lovely depth of flavour. A little kiss of that vinegar that you get in McClellan blends, but just the right amount that it actually adds a kind of sweet and sour balance, which is lovely. At this point, I would like to make some brief shout outs because quite a few new subscribers have joined my channel, and I do thank you very much, all of you who have signed on, much appreciated. Anyone who does subscribe to my channel, of course I subscribe back because I like to look at things that you've collected. Even if you don't publish videos, you have sometimes nice interesting playlists, and we all learn from each other that way. So I'd like to thank the following who quite recently subscribed. Scott Dickens, United States Marine Corps, thank you sir, especially for serving your country, I do respect that. Blake 642, thank you. Mao Dan Tono, I hope I pronounced that right, thank you very much for subscribing. Parsimonial Piper, a lot of people have been looking in your channel and your recent videos, great new addition to the community. BG Known Joe, thank you sir. Man17 Moto, thank you for subscribing. 13 Pipes, thank you very much for subscribing. Pipertarian, what a lovely name, thank you for subscribing. And Michelle Zulian, excuse me, thank you my dear for subscribing. I'll do some more a bit further in the video. So, I promised to show some other pipes. You've seen now this lovely Bruno Nuttens, fine example of St. Claude, and if you haven't got a French pipe from St. Claude, have a look. There's a lovely site called Fumé Chic, which does excellent selection of French pipes, and this one, I'll put a link down, is from Bruno Nuttens, from his own website where you can buy them. Absolutely beautiful work. So, I tend to keep mine in, I bought a whole bunch of these soft bags because they help protect the pipes, and I keep a lot of them in a storage drawer. And the thinner bags, as nice as some of them are, don't protect them that well. And I'm just re-tagging all my pipes at the moment to put a description, give me the heads up what's in the bag, you know, because you've got a lot of pipes that I have now. You don't want to sort of have to pull out everyone out of the bag, so tend to sort of put a little marker on there. I've changed it. I basically started doing flakes, strong tobaccos, aromatics, English blends, and now I've decided it doesn't make sense for me. I'm going to switch to a coding system which says blue, for example, is my cobs, and probably I will have some for non-filter pipes, different shapes. I will probably demarc with different colours. I haven't quite worked it out yet, but I'm going to change this system a little bit and write on the tag maybe the model that's in it. So let's open one of these up. These are little clammers that you put on little girls' hair and whatever, but they're actually quite practical for these bags. So here we have my first Powell pipe, a Savinellis Trevi. Got some great deals going at the moment. That's a 20.4mm bowl. Absolutely lovely pipe, very inexpensive, 9mm, as I tend to prefer. At least 80% of my pipes are 9mm. Can't wait to smoke that. And a very good pipe if you're doing something. Which the weight just hangs nicely there. And I do love this little, it's only a polished aluminium ring, but it's very attractive to remind you of the Trevi fountain in Rome. Lovely. And I'm into big bowls at the moment. So this one, I've only smoked this one once, is the Eleganza Savinellis, which is the 320 KS, so king size, bowl size, 24.8mm. You'd almost think that would be an EX model from Savinellis. Lovely capacity. I'll get my thumb up to the knuckle there, so it's great. And they have it in 6 and 9mm, and I got, I think, one of the last 9mm. Very, very elegant pipe, I think. Marvellous. And although I tend to favour rustics in recent times, I decided I needed to have one or two more smooth bowl pipes with lovely grain in a lighter colour. Gorgeous, huh? Marvellous pipe. Beautiful. That's a nice one.
You are pretending this is just ending.
Of course, now the bells start. Some more shout outs. Oh, I forgot to mention, I got myself a new microphone. This one is directional and doesn't have a cable to me, so I've put the attenuity of the sensitivity of the mic on high, and it should be picking up my voice, I hope, in this video much more clearly. And well, let's see how it works. Here it is, the Shure microphone. Some more shout outs. I would like to thank the following who subscribed in the last month. Crimpy, that's a nice name as well. Thank you, sir, for subscribing. Christopher Hubacek, thank you very much. We have two Christophers here. Christopher Brame. Thank you, sir. Dankeschön that you have subscribed to my channel. I'm very grateful to all that like to watch it. Maxkin, thank you for subscribing. Pipe Vader. I wonder if he's related to Darth Vader. Who knows? The Polish Piper, who has come out from the cold and started making videos again, was very well known a little while back. And welcome back, sir, to YTPC. Dig Tigs, thank you for subscribing. Also a lovely name. I do like the inventiveness of people's membership names here. The Briar Bothy. You must be from Scotland, laddie. I think you must be, huh? Bothy is like a little secret pub, isn't it? Especially on the Shetland Islands. And it's an old story about bothies where men would go to drink, you know, on their own, have their private discussions. Full Dottle. Yes, Full Dottle's making lots of great videos. Have a look into his channel, especially if you're a starter. He's got lots of new helpful information. The Victorian Piper, thank you, sir, for subscribing. Also making some great English videos, and I love to watch all of these people if they make videos. I only encourage everyone to have a go, you know. It's so helpful to the community, enriches it. Pipes and Cigars in France, thank you very much for subscribing to my channel, much appreciated. Especially since I'm smoking a lovely French pipe. Merci, monsieur et dames. You're the cream in my coffee. That's an old song. Boy, I remember that. Back in the 30s. Marvellous. Don't have nightclubs like that anymore. Cabaret nightclubs where you have these lovely acts. And they were so popular back in that time, the 30s and 40s. You hear that at the end, she said, "That's all." She invented that catchphrase. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that was all I had to say for this particular video. I should probably go for a walk, I think, on this beautiful day. It's perfect, not too hot, marvellous. You all take care then. I hope you're keeping well, and I hope better times are very close to us now, with us being over a lot of the crisis. But be careful and make sure you stay well by still taking some precautions for a little while longer. See you all again soon. Take care. Bye bye.